Herzlich willkommen bei eines neues Bear Market Update. Sentiment is getting to a level of a funeral in which we are not happy about the current movements, but people do not realize that Bitcoin came from 10k and is currently still valued way higher than 10k. So this market is giving us opportunities, and as I've discussed the top 3 large caps last time, I'm going to discuss the top 3 oracles today, as that's also a category that I'm heavily interested in, as you might have seen on my content, or not, depends. Well, before we continue, do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also to like this video or dislike this video, and to comment if you want to see some special content. So today we're going to discuss the top 3 oracles that I'm looking at. Regarding oracles, I've also given or made an interview with the co-founder of Dia, which is on this YouTube channel. You can find it if you go to the channel page. To me, it was pretty interesting to have that conversation, in which oracles are undeniably needed in this market to gather information, and therefore if you look at the entire market cap of oracles right now, in which Chainlink is about 96% of that value, there's still lots to gain, and therefore I'm looking at it as for DeFi, oracles are heavily needed to sustain in the market environment if we want to create a decentralized world. So which one is first that I'm interested in? It's Chainlink. I mean, you can see it on the chart, but the important part here with Chainlink is that if you are interested in oracles, you have to include Chainlink in your portfolio. It's the same as if you are interested in commodities, you have to include gold in your portfolio. If you are interested in crypto, you have to include Bitcoin in your portfolio because it's the market leader, and therefore you will see heavy correlations if that one runs up. Next to that, it's also the most risk-averse asset. What I mean by that is that when you're deriving or making a portfolio for yourself, you should be including assets that have low risk, relative low risk, and high potential. So if you're including an entire portfolio in oracles, the largest portion of that investment portfolio should be Chainlink, and then smaller portions into the other ones that you're interested in. Because in that way, your variance of your portfolio decreases. Because if the oracle section is going to drop heavily, you are heavily in Chainlink, which is the lowest decreaser of the lowest drawdown of them all. So including I would say excluding Chainlink from your portfolio if you're interested in oracles is a strange suggestion, and therefore this is my first one that I'm looking at, as I'm assuming that we will be having a new Bitcoin paired run, so-called alt season, upcoming, as Chainlink has been flipping the 100-day and 200-day MA. Next to that, it's very comparable to what we have seen previously on Chainlink. We've seen that there is a range-bound construction, which practically is the same as what we have right now. You see those heavy wicks happening. Those are literally intraday movements. The price action recently has been quite volatile given the structure of Bitcoin in itself. So I'm currently seeing an accumulation period in which the critical breaker is around 77k, in which the critical area to hold on to is around 60k sets, given the fact that the 100-day and 200-day MA are also crawling towards each other, and therefore could grant a flip and could grant a new impulse wave. So if this is going to hold the 60k zone, as we can see, we have had 2 weeks in that range already, which is pretty bullish that we've bounced back heavily from it. I'm assuming that we're going to have a new impulse wave, and then I'm targeting to see whether it breaks 77k. If that happens, we might be seeing 115k potential all-time high test and a new run to new all-time highs. As another category I'm heavily interested in is DeFi. And when you get to DeFi, you will see synthetics, you will see Aave, in which Aave is a pretty interesting subject, as that one has been having 2 impulse waves or 2 hype cycles already and blast through the all-time high. So the assumption can be made that if stuff is going to make 100x, or just when there's more money coming into the market, Chainlink and other altcoins could go higher than you're expecting it to go. So a retest of the all-time high once Chainlink breaks through 77k is very likely to see it happening. So you've got the crucial levels right now on Chainlink. The second coin that I'm interested in on the Oracle section is probably a huge surprise for you, which is DIA. DIA did not have any bull cycle yet, and therefore it's currently just in an accumulation phase still. But an interesting figure that we have on DIA is that we are creating higher highs, higher lows, right? So essentially what you do want to see on DIA is that you want to see this previous low hold as support. So anything in this range is critical to see as support sustain. We might be getting to the bottom already if Bitcoin is going to bottom out relatively soon as well. And as I've discussed, once Bitcoin is going to bottom out, you will be assuming or seeing altcoins start outperforming Bitcoin on the bounce. So DIA did not see any bull cycle yet, but the same 100-day and 200-day MAs are getting there. And we have a support test here, and we might be getting a higher low and higher high. At least we get a higher low here, through which we can start targeting a new higher high, in which a Fibonacci extension tool can be derived to get there. But next to that, the fundamental point is that the current valuation of DIA is around 150 million, while Chainlink is valued around 15 billion. And therefore you can see that the entire market cap of oracles is heavily pushed towards Chainlink, as that's the only runner. On the platform side, we've got multiple platforms in the top 10. We've got Polkadot, we've got Binance Coin, we've got Ether, Cardano, Atom is coming up. So you've got all those platforms while you only have one oracle. And as Paul said in the interview with DIA, the more oracles that we have, the more efficient the information is that it's going to be gathered by all those platforms. So therefore, I think that in the coming months and probably coming years, the entire market share of Chainlink is going to decrease, and other oracles are going to step into a certain same value or close to it, in which they can connect with each other and provide information to the markets. So I'm heavily interested in this second one, which is DIA. Might be getting to interesting points here. USDT pair is slam dunked because of Bitcoin having a weak period of time. But that's giving you opportunities right now that you should be having or should be using in general. As, once again, we are not in a bear market. The third one is we can't really deny that this one is pretty much the one that you should be looking at as well. I know there are way more smaller oracles right now, but in the oracle section, I think it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that you want to start looking at the ones that are the most obvious. And that's for me DIA, Bond Protocol, and Chainlink. And Bond shows the exact same as many altcoins right now. You can see that we're getting into a phase where we are compressing. If we do make this breaker up and flip the 100-day and 200-day MA, I'm assuming that we're going to have a continuation in general. But Bond Protocol, if it's going to make that compression and makes that flip, you are looking at a very new impulse wave, as we see that you usually have such a compression period before it starts to expand itself. So you still want to focus on the Bitcoin pairs more than that you want to look at the USDT pairs. And I know that there are other oracles that I should be focused on, but you can't watch them all. You just want to have exposure to the entire category, which is oracles. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. And I hope you want to just subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. Tomorrow I'll be back with a new market update and with a fresh new live stream in the evening. See you again.